Season 3, Foundation, Episode 1. The third crisis is here, and I am all on board for all of it. So I have really enjoyed the first two seasons. Just now wrapping up the first episode of season 3. It's shaping up to be something special, and I'm really looking forward to where we go this season and hopefully beyond. If you haven't yet watched my reviews of the previous seasons, make sure to give those a look first. And if you haven't yet watched this episode, make sure to watch it before you watch this episode because I am going to spoil and talk about all the things in this episode. So, yeah, I don't do spoiler free. You've had your warning. Gail is back, of course. She serves as sort of the bookend narrator for this episode, telling us a little bit about up front the fact that we are now approaching this third crisis. And then, of course, she bookends the episode coming out of her cryo sleep at the end. And if you remember at the end of season 2, everything was about the Mule, this super mutant, psychic powered individual who is somehow going to provoke the end of humanity as we know it. And um, most of this episode revolves around essentially setting the stage for all of the people who are going to be a part of this new season. What's really interesting about a show that spans so much time is that at some point you're going to have a revolving cast of characters. Some people are going to stay the same. We have, of course, Harry Seldon remaining the same because of his digital self essentially inside of the vault. She is using cryo sleep, and then with the Cleons, we have three actors who are essentially playing clones, and so they're always there as the centuries go on. Um, and at the core of this, of course, is the Demerzel, I think is her name. And this is where it's gonna be hard for me to keep track of all the names because it's been a while and I don't have show notes. So I'm just sort of, I don't know why I'm holding a pen actually. Um, I'll probably go read off a wiki page to try to remember who everybody is called. And then of course the Mule is at the center of this. So we start this episode. We see the Mule using his powers. We see him taking control of a pleasure planet that both Foundation and Empire would want to control. It's in the middle band, is what they say, and he basically compels this this governor of the planet. He compels the man's ships to start firing at each other. He compels the soldiers to start firing on each other, and then he compels the man to give him his finger, bite his finger off, give him his signet ring, and then shoot himself in the head. And then he walks off. So he established in the very beginning of the first episode that the Mule is someone to be feared, that he has powers that are not to be trifled with. And then we set about introducing new characters. We have a new generation of Foundation, including and this is where I'm going to have to scroll through and find his name. Um, we have Professor Evelyn Miss, played by Alexander Siddig, who I love and have since Star Trek. We also have, and he, by the way, he goes and meets Harry in the inside of his vault and finds out that Harry gave the Prime Radiant to Demerzel and freaks out about it. Meanwhile, by the way, Demerzel has been using this to see that there is a timeline coming in 4 months that's going to be the result of the end of humanity, and she's panicking about that and having an existential crisis, which we'll get to here in a little bit. We also meet Foundation Captain Han Pritcher and Siphone, who's like his right hand man, right hand woman, I guess I should say, and they are trying to get proof of Empire supplying weapons to this group of traitors who are trying to disrupt the balance of power for Foundation. So, Foundation and Empire are still sort of battling with each other. At the core of all of this is also the Cleons. On the one hand, you have Dawn, who is 10 days away from becoming Emperor, and you have Dusk, who is on his way out. They know about Demerzel now from last season, and Brother Day has decided that if I have no free will and I'm not really the Emperor and the robot is controlling everything, fuck it. And so he has been off living this hedonistic lifestyle, just basically doing drugs, fucking concubines and whores, and getting high, and and eating snacks. And I'm really curious if they're gonna bring, because Lee Pace has been in like absolute peak physical condition through the first two seasons, and he has let himself go um, in this first episode. And I wonder if that was on purpose, and then he gained weight, and then we're gonna see him getting back in shape as the season goes on. I don't know, but you could definitely tell that he let himself go to play the part here, the hedonistic version, because he's still in great shape, but he's definitely put on, I would argue 15 pounds, 20 pounds or so. And quick commercial break, everyone, to celebrate and give thanks to all of these amazing people who keep me on the air full time. Really appreciate the support. All you got to do is join as a member. You get access to private videos. You can also do super thanks on any upload or super chats and stickers on any live stream or premiere you see. And beyond that, don't forget we're multi-streaming over on Twitch now, so you can support over there as well. Thanks so much to everybody. Let's get back to the video at hand. Apparently he's been living here in this center of pleasure, surrounded by animal clones and a ferret and a camel and sheep and hookers for like 6 months. Um, and the crisis that Demerzel is worried about is enough for her to convince uh, Dawn and Dusk to get Day out and be like, we need to talk about this. In the middle of all this, though, Demerzel has this like existential crisis, and she goes and basically has a confession with this woman, um, who I don't really know who she's like someone who is. I'm gonna scroll through here because I know, um, if I can find it. This is where I was kind of confused about who she was. Zephyr Varellis. Oh, it's a priestess. She's a priestess. Um, and Demerzel basically reveals her robot identity to this lady, knowing that she's going to be able to wipe her memory after the fact, and goes on this discussion about how this is how robots were founded. Um, what happens though after if I can't save humanity, and eventually I can see that the future that Harry Seldon claimed was happening is actually coming to fulfillment. If I can't find a way past this, what do I become after the death of the Cleons and if the human race ends? Because I won't end. And so what do I become? Who am I if I am not serving Empire and serving the good of humanity? It's kind of a trip to see her having this existential crisis. So, um, very, 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 very interesting. So new cast of characters. Specifically, we meet the new mayor of the Foundation. We meet his captain, who's like dashing spy guy. We have um, Alexander Siddig playing psychohistorian, as well as Harry's biographer. We of course have the returning cast of characters, and we meet the Mule. So yeah, all these puzzle pieces have sort of been laid out now on the table, and we're going to start to assemble them and see where season three goes. Really good first episode. Of course, the special effects, as always for this show, are quite, in my opinion, are like the best. These are some of the best special effects and VFX shots that I've seen on TV outside of film, and they continue to just be stunning. The music is great. The sets are absolutely stunning. Everybody does a great job with their characters. Lee Pace steals the screen every time he's on screen. Um, I cannot wait for the rest of this season. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. This is a weekly, so we'll be watching this every week as the episodes come around. Murderbot just got renewed for season 2, so that's also an Apple Plus show. I'll be reviewing the rest of those episodes. And of course, Chris and I are currently watching Sandman, and we have Stranger Worlds starting this month as well. So I'll be reviewing that as well. So we'll see you then. Until next time, stay safe and happy viewing.